A powerful Fort Buster build is more important now than it has ever been before in Skull and Bones. Everyone needs to grind the new Mega Fort Wolvenhol to get that much needed deep iron and deep iron plates to upgrade their massive frigates. This new Fort Buster build makes farming these resources easy and is great for newer players and veterans. It combines both high DPS with massive survivability. You get big weak point damage numbers, but it also focuses on giving you massive amounts of healing with each weak point hit. And thankfully, hitting weak points on the Mega Fort Wolvenhol is very easy to do. I know it isn't the highest DPS possible, but that's because we are focusing on being virtually unsinkable whilst plundering the fort with our DPS we are doing. Generally, you heal quicker than the fort can hurt you. You'll rarely need to use repair kits, and it's great to see. Alright, let's jump straight into the build so you can also use this great Fort Buster build. So the ship is the fully upgraded Padewakang, so we get full access to the detonate and siege perks. These drastically improve our explosive weapons damage and reload speed. Now for the weapons. We want the Nashkars on the front and sides at a minimum. You can even put them on the rear if you want, but I rarely fire rear weapons during the Mega Fort Plunder. The Nashkars don't have any default structure damage perks, but the Ghostly Mending is the main star of the show perk that I want. It allows 5% damage from this weapon to heal us, but if we hit the weak points on the fort, the healing is multiplied by 700%. And once we get some ascensions on this, it gets even crazier. For ascension perks, I recommend first is always combustion, as we need the explosive elements added so it gets access to the Padewakang's detonate and siege perks. And for the other two perks, I'm happy with either siege or lethal, as lethal increases that weak point damage and therefore our healing, and siege increases base structure damage and again our healing. These weapons with the ascension perks I showed give us insane healing. It allows me to anchor down and take whatever the fort throws at me. On the rear weapon slot, I use the Lang Kartao long gun, as it has good damage to structures, but really I should just use another Nashkar here. In the auxiliary position, I use Little Grace 3, and the ascension perks on this are really important. First of all is service, and this increases the repair amount I get from the buoy, which is simple. Next is restorative, which is very important, as it repairs high amounts of severe damage, and the Mega Fort applies lots of severe damage to us through its flooding attacks. This perk heals us much quicker than the Ouroboros hull armour, and allows us to use another armour instead. If we didn't repair our severe damage, then no matter how good our other healing is, we would eventually sink. Plus, with this perk, if we do get unlucky and do sink, then we can spawn back in and heal to full health quickly so we're back in the fight. And lastly is Empower. This boosts our weapon damage and reload speed, so quicker farming and more heals, so it's a win-win. Now, because we are free from severe damage, the wyrmhide hull armour is the great choice for this build. It allows us to receive about 6% less damage from the fort once we add our brace strength in, and whilst at half sails are anchored, we receive 20% less damage. And we are already wanting to be at half sails or anchored because of the Padewakang siege perk made sure we were doing that. So we have massive healing and damage mitigation, and that's before I even show you the furniture. In the major slot is Scoping Station. This allows us to do 100% more damage to weak points. All you have to do to trigger this is to be more than 320 meters away, which we always will be, anchored down or at half sails and getting big weak point damage and healing easy. Next is Devil's Concoction. This is for increases to secondary damage of burning weapons, which our Nashkars are. In the third slot is Vat of Volatiles, and this increases damage to structures by 15%, which is an obviously important choice. In the fourth slot is High Velocity Kegs. This increases secondary damage of piercing weapons by 12%, which the Nashkars are again. So now the secondary damage is boosted by 24%. Then in the fifth slot is Long Gun Works, again increasing secondary damage by another 19%, so that's now 43%. And in the last slot is Ammo Priming Bench. This is great as it gives us additional 20% damage to the fort and boosts siege weapons damage by 4%. This build makes the Megafort Wolvenhol so easy and I love it. I hope you do too. If you don't have the Nashkars yet, you can get them from the ledger next to your Nita at the black market. You can buy them with Moonshine, which is easily obtainable from doing the purple events across the map. If you need them, I would definitely hurry, as I don't know if they will still be available after tomorrow's update, but fingers crossed they will remain because I still want to get some more. If you don't have Nashkars, then I would use another long gun like maybe the Lang Kartao, as it has high damage to structures and you just miss out on the healing. Or if you have Lepic 3s, I would use those and put the Playbringer Ward furniture piece on. Now that the build is out of the way, I will show you the easiest method I have found to quickly and easily destroy Megafort Wolvenhol. But if you think you have found an easier way, please let us know, as we're always keen for new ideas. At the opening round, you can target the fortress towers at the front, aiming for that top section as it's an easy weak point for higher damage and healing. However, I don't think all players are aware, but damaging or destroying the towers on the outer wall does not actually damage the Wolvenhol central keep that you see the health bar for at the top of the screen. This simply prevents more ways that your fellow pirates can be attacked from. So you mainly want to take out that Commodore Captain boss ship at the start. And if not many players are targeting the boss ship, then focus on him so he can be destroyed, and then the central keep's side weak points will be revealed. You then target these weak points on the side immediately, as it will really hurt the central keep, and it will then reveal the final stage of the weak points on the northern side of the fortress, which is the opposite side we all start on. The final northern side of the fortress can be chaotic, but this is why we wanted to focus on a high self-healing ship with good DPS rather than all DPS and no healing, because there are a lot of towers and torpedoes that will really go crazy on you. But you need to focus on those central long pillar weak points that appear, as this will really hurt the fort. Just remember to always pop your little grace for healing, weapon damage and reload speed, and if you're taking high damage, aim at any weak point you can see, which there should be plenty of on the fortress, and you will be surprised how quickly you can heal. Sometimes it can get crazy and all you can see is white water just washed all over your screen as you're just taking all this damage, but you'll just withstand it all and just keep firing and you'll keep living. If you can't see any more red weak points on the fort, keep firing at the central keep and its health will quickly melt away. But always keep an eye out, as the pillar weak points on the sides can often reappear. I've used this method for a week now, slowly perfecting it, so I hope you enjoy using the build and thank you for watching. This build has allowed me to upgrade my frigate, and I will be making a great frigate build next. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. If you have a frigate build you enjoy and think is really strong, then please share it with me in the comments, as I'd love to see it. I'll see you all next time in Indian Ocean. Bye!